So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a week here at RGM. A new week of music is upon us. And we're joined by an amazing band, a band on the up, a band doing loads of stuff, just got an album out, the Royston Club. Tom and Ben. Hey, boys.
Yeah, hey, how's it going?
Not bad, mate. You?
Yeah, very good. Looking forward to this next week, really. Yeah. It's all ramping up.
Yeah, I can see you've got
Oh,
loads.
yeah, sorry. That's already out. Yeah, dear. It's not a great start.
Where did we find you both today then? Where are you?
We are in at the moment in our practice room in Liverpool. We're preparing for some gigs we got this weekend. So, yeah, going to be locked in here for the next few hours trying to smash some stuff up.
Yeah, sure. So as we record this, it's the week before you bring the album out, but when this is out, the album will be out. So
exactly.
I know you've got a big week of HMV shows and that kind of stuff, and then you've got your tour coming in October that we'll get to at some point. So I'm just fresh off that football documentary about Wrexham, lads. I know you're from Wrexham and all that kind of stuff, and I'm fresh from that class Disney thing, all about Wrexham Football Club, and it just looks like it's just been such a ride and such a positive thing for the little town where you're from, boys. How do you guys feel about that kind of stuff?
It's been proper surreal. Yeah, it's not something you'd expect to happen. If someone a couple of years ago would have told me there'd be a Disney Plus documentary about the town I grew up in, it'd be I wouldn't believe them. But it's been really cool. Some of the little businesses in Wrexham have been highlighted, and the people who've worked so hard to get the club to where it is now been highlighted on a massive scale like that. It's just been, it's been awesome to see. And Ryan and Rob have been great with the club. And look forward to see where the town can go from here, really.
It's so nice to see a proper old school working class town just get a bit of excitement around it. It's like you don't see that kind of shit these days, do you?
No, you don't. It's a different vibe around. I go to the United games as well, and it's a different vibe completely compared to the race course.
Yeah,
proper old school.
Yeah. So, are you based in Liverpool now then, or do you still live in Wrexham? Where are you based?
Yeah, we moved out.
Moved out 3 months ago. 3 months ago. So, just getting to know Liverpool a little bit. It's obviously kind of a bit different from Wrexham. It's a bit more, bit more going on. But yeah, it's been nice. Moved out and trying to see it for all it has to offer.
Moved out of Wrexham at the very worst time we possibly could have, though.
Yeah, just as it started to get really exciting.
Fair enough. Well, I know what it's like to move out of your town. I'm from Sheffield originally and now live in Manchester. So it's nice to be in new surroundings, isn't it? Just finding new places to go and little pockets in the city, especially a city like Liverpool that I just really enjoy anyway. You know, there's so much to find and discover in a new place, isn't it? It's just exciting times.
Yeah, it is very exciting. It's a beautiful city as well. We have a little balcony where we live, and the view's amazing.
It's pretty cool.
Beautiful, especially when the sun's shining as well.
Yeah, no, it's been really cool.
So, as all the band, I know you guys are living together. Has all the band moved over there as well, or are some people still in?
Almost
the full band. So, like us two and the bassist Dave, we've all moved up, and then the drummer Sam still lives sort of Wrexham way. He's got like a really long-term girlfriend, so he lives in Wrexham at the moment. But he comes up all the time. He's always practicing up here, so it's not like it's nothing too crazy really.
It's always the drummers, isn't it?
Always the drummers, can never tie him down really. That's the thing.
Well, we like to document the journey of a band, and thanks for joining us today on the podcast for have a chat and just get to introduce you personally to our RGM crowd and get them invested in you as a band. And I'd like to say up front, the album now within the description of this podcast, you can download the album, the new Royston Club album that we're going to come to, I promise you. But let's just rewind a little bit. I did say before we started recording today that I'm not going to ask you about like how did you get your band name and all that boring bollocks, because other people can ask you that kind of shit.
Very true, yeah.
And I often find from doing a lot of interviews, like when you ask a band how did you get together, you kind of just find each other, and there's not much of a story there. So I'm not going to ask you that, unless there was
it's always pretty difficult
that you want to share with us.
Yeah.
I mean, we met in high school, didn't we? And me, Dave, and Tom met in high school. Just had always been mates, really, and then
shared a love of the same type of music, really. Yeah. I wish there was more of a crazy story to it, but we all love the same music. Yeah.
Oh, that's what I mean. Yeah, there's always bands always like get together, and it just kind of happens. Just share a story if there's a big magical moment that happens. If not, we'll just move on because
I think the obvious one to say is we were just playing like shitty. Like, can I swear on it?
Of course you can.
All right, sounds shitty, really shitty covers of Arctic Monkeys, The Strokes, and all that. And then the first tune came on, Shawshank, and we decided we needed a drummer for it. So then went out looking for drummers.
Yeah,
Sam was there. He fitted the bill. We became close to it to do, and it just kind of sparked from there, really.
Did our first open mic night in front of like 3 people, and like 2 of them were regular alcoholics in some weird pub. And
it's a good pub.
It's a cool pub. Yeah, it's a cool pub. Always slag it up actually, but and yeah, loved it. Yeah, so it was from there on really just absolutely loved it.
Okay, well, let's start with you then, Ben. When did you first notice that, or started to get an urge that I want to, music is grabbing me and I want to pick up an instrument? When did that happen for you, but mate, first?
My parents thrust a cornet into my hands when I was like 6 or 7, and I enjoyed playing it, but I never really loved the instrument. And then I started playing guitar and loved doing that. Started my first band when I was in like year 6. Played the talent show at the end of primary school, and then started writing originals around then as well. And didn't pick it up again for another 3-4 years until we started playing covers again. I was like, oh, we're playing covers, I may as well try to start writing again. And it just kind of settled into a groove really of writing, and that's kind of stuck for the last 4 years.
My dad threw a cornet towards me when I was a kid. I can relate. and then they said that my lips were too big for a cornet, so I had to play tenor on.
I had the same. I had to same here. Yeah. I did cornet for the first 2 years, and then went to tenor horn because my lips were too big.
I'm sure that's bullshit about lips.
I reckon we just weren't very good at cornet, and they just I'll give them a tenor horn. There's not many of them. We need them.
But then I was like 15, 16, and I could see a guitar. I want to play guitar. I can't. It's just not cool enough walking about town with a fucking
exactly. Yeah.
So
it's not good.
I can feel that pain, mate.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
And what about you, Tom? How did you first get into it?
I mean, I started playing like a little bit of like guitar like when I was a bit younger, like 11, 12, something like that. And like parents, like most people, parents, I absolutely just love music, loved all the same sort of stuff I love, like Libertine, Stroke stuff. And then I've always been like incredibly mediocre at guitar, but like really enjoy it anyway. And then started playing with these guys, and obviously loved it even more. It's a lot better when you can sort of play with people instead of playing in your room. So sort of went from there really, and then love playing it, love playing with everyone. It's good fun.
I think it didn't really occur to us that we like playing music until we started playing together, was it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it's the whole live thing, and that's if you come see us live, you can probably get a little glimpse of that. But it's just playing together really grabbed us. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I love that kind of stuff, and as soon as you find an instrument, and I'd say it too many times, but music grabs you, and as soon as it does, it's very hard to let go of this kind of thing, and particularly you've got to be a certain kind of character to stick out this music industry, because it's a long old slog, isn't it?
Yeah, a lot of up and downs and that sort of stuff. But
where do you guys feel where you are within the industry at the minute? And where do the Royston clubs sit in the grand scheme of things, do you think?
I mean, not too high.
I'm not going to inflate us too much. Like, not ridiculously high, but we like how it's going. We like it's nice seeing like people starting to care a little bit, and listening to the tunes. And I mean, that's the only thing we really care about, is that people hear our stuff and think like, oh yeah, that's cool, I can get behind that.
Yeah.
And people want to come to gigs, want to jump around in tents and do that sort of stuff. So like, that's all you really after, to be fair. So it's nice seeing that sort of starting to creep in a little bit.
We're all enjoying playing music. We're enjoying writing.
Yeah.
Once that goes, then we can have another conversation. But
at
the moment we're all enjoying it. So
no, I get it. And you see the band's name creep up those festival lineups every year, don't you? That must be nice. Just to
it is nice.
We're on a different.
It's quite nice seeing your name get a little the font,
rather than being a tiny thing
bit bigger every time. Yeah.
They've actually used the band logo this time. Yeah,
exactly. So no, it's nice seeing that too. There, it shows that someone must give a shit a little bit. So no, it's cool. It's nice.
Nice one. So we're festival season is upon us. It's one of my favorite parts of the music calendar throughout the year. How do you prepare? How do you prepare for festival seasons? Because I know it's different to being on the road playing cities every day. It's you're on bigger stages, and there's And generally you're playing to new people as well. Is it a different kind of mindset for you guys on festivals?
I feel like you probably prepare like relatively similar. I think the set list always changes a little bit because you get given 30 minutes to grab someone. It's not like people don't know our stuff necessarily, so you're given 30 minutes to like you got to knock your socks off, or they're just going to forget about you and go get a pint or whatever. Yeah. So we always try and like cram our like festival set list full of stuff people really want to jump around to and all that sort of stuff. But I think you prepare in the same sort of way. As dull as it sounds, loads of practice, which is what we're doing now.
Yeah.
Yeah, all that sort of stuff really. But we love festival season. It's like it's our favorite time of the year as well. You rock up, play 30 minutes surrounded by other bands you love as well. It's like, it's the best bit, really. It is.
Yeah. Well, one question I love to ask bands, and it makes them think a little bit. It makes you work for it. So I'm going to ask you one of the questions next, boys. So, right. What strengths and weaknesses do you individually bring towards the Royston Club? So, and you can talk about the other two that aren't here as well.
Okay.
It's a good one, isn't it?
It's a tough question, mate.
That is a good question.
I feel like I'm on Nardwar.
Yeah.
It's tough one.
The other two, and come to yourself in a bit if you want.
I say
you're very good at like social media business shit. You're very good. We wouldn't have anything on Instagram if it wasn't for Tom, I'd say.
Yeah.
He's good at that.
Yeah, a bit of a nerd like that. I'd say Ben's probably the creative one. I think he's the one who does most of that sort of shit, really. That's a tough question. You very much put us on the spot. I'd say
weaknesses. That's the one.
Weaknesses.
That's like a job interview. I care too much. That's my problem.
Yeah.
I care too much.
Come on.
Weaknesses. I'd say I get very bitchy if I hadn't had enough sleep. To be fair, on the road.
Yeah, that is a good one.
I'd say I'll put myself out there. If I'm less than 8 hours, I'm going to start slagging people off.
Yeah.
I'll go there. But
how many hours?
Go too much into them because
How many hours did you have last night? How many hours sleep did you have?
Last night I was
not enough.
7.5, I think. So I'm teetering.
Okay. We'll bring some names up in a bit then, and we'll get going in a bit then if you've had.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll just start going on to there. It'll get pretty vicious, but
you have the headlines.
Yeah, exactly.
And what about? What's your weakness?
We're pretty similar.
Weakness, Jesus. I mean, I'm not saying that in a way. I have a lot of weakness.
It's so flawless.
I don't know. Yeah, I like a few beers before a gig. That can sometimes be my downfall.
Yeah.
One too many, and I forget the intro to the song. I forgot what song's next.
Not like Pete Doherty level, by the way. You're not going to see like
stage or
anything like that. But
yeah, more than 3. I'm not making up the steps to the stage. But, yeah, I don't know. It's a tough question.
Tough question. Yeah. Sure. I'll think about it before.
It's all right, lads. It's all right, lads. When it comes to you, just shout out. I think it's great.
Oh well, yeah. I'll interrupt you in about 20 minutes.
That's fine. That's fine. So, I was speaking to on previous episodes, Andrew Cushing for one, who's really been influenced by and got a lot of support from Pete Doherty. You just mentioned him there. Like on support slots and that kind of stuff. And I've seen you spot, through just looking through it on your socials, Blossoms, Wombats, that kind of stuff. You've had really strong support slots with people, and it's a massive achievement to get to the stage where big names are inviting you to warm up the crowd for them. That must be a nice space to be in at the minute.
Yeah, it's great.
It's really nice. Yeah,
that's some of the bands we were covering when we were still a shitty cover band.
Yeah.
And it's pretty rewarding to see that they want us on beforehand.
And obviously, it feels a lot better when you've had the letdowns as well, which we've had. Ones where you really want to get certain support gigs and it doesn't quite come off. So then to have the people that you really sort of like Two Door Cinema Club, who we all love, and Wombats, who we all love, and all that sort of stuff. So it's nice to see him finally start coming in a little bit.
It's nice to see Two Door Cinema Club headlining main festivals. Like I were at Tramlines and they were headlining it. It's just like I didn't see that one coming. I didn't know they were like proper full-on festival headliners, and it took eyes. It's good that festivals are trying to embrace bands and put them in that stage, innit? I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. I think they're probably. I've never seen them before. I'm sure they're probably a pretty mad live band, but no, it's nice seeing bands like that, and people that we kind of all look up to a bit as well. To be fair.
So what's the secret of your success then? What would you put it down to? So you're at a stage where you've got this headline gig coming up in October, headline tour, where it's going to academy gigs. So it's like, good size rooms you've got yourself into now. So how does your career, like, how long did it take you to get to this stage?
Well, it took a bit, yeah. I'm not gonna pretend it was like, overnight or anything quick. There's been a lot of like playing in littler rooms and half empty crowds and that sort of stuff. Really, just what I think most bands go through. To be honest,
I mean, since we started, we haven't turned down one gig.
Yeah, we've always kind of just like, we all love playing live, so we don't see the point of, unless it's a really sort of weird gig, we don't really turn much down, to be fair. So it's like so yeah, it's nice finally seeing like the rooms get a bit bigger and more people turning up, because I feel we've probably done a fair stint of like
we've worked hard.
We've
worked hard at this for the last 3 years, and it's something that we all believe in. And so I'm not sure there's a secret or a key to the success. Just worked hard.
Maybe let's see how the album goes first, and then we'll tell you.
Yeah, I'm not even sure it's success yet.
Yeah, success is a strong word, but yeah, we'll see.
So, like, as we record this podcast, the album is out now as this interview comes out. But as it must be quite nerve-wracking to have your debut album and wondering how it's going to go.
It's terrifying, to be honest with you, mate. It's equal parts terrifying and exciting, because it's something like our whole career at this stage has led up to this point, isn't it? And it can either go two ways, really. People don't really get it. People don't like it. And it's like, okay, you're done now. You're no longer a new band. Or people are into it and you go to that next level, and then the terrifying album 2 is placed in front of you. But either way, it's an exciting stage to get to. And I think it's important to just look back for us lot and say, yeah, we've got to this stage. This is something we should be very proud of.
Is it a bit of a comfort blanket being a new band then, do you think?
I think it's definitely at the moment.
You've got a lot of leeway.
Going to the guys that, we haven't really, we haven't been going that long. We haven't got an album out yet. So it doesn't really matter if we're not massive or anything. But then as soon as the album comes out, that kind of goes away. And, you're not a new band. You've got an album out. People either know you or they don't. So, yeah, it's getting a bit nerve-wracking now.
Yeah. No, well, I'm sure it'll go fine, lads. I'm sure it'll go fine.
Yeah, we'll see.
So what kind of, what's on this album then? Why should somebody press the button and pay 25 quid for a vinyl then? Why should they do that?
All we can say is what we think, and that's that the songs are good. We believe in the songs. We think it's a great piece of work together. It works well. There's some tunes on there which I don't think people would be expecting of us. Things that you wouldn't expect from a young indie band, I don't think. And the
vinyl looks really cool. So
it looks cool. It's a cool cover. Yeah.
If you want us to dumb it down for you and go proper salesman, just the vinyl looks really cool. So just get that.
Well, it were interesting to watch because recently I had one of my favorite weeks in music, just watching the lottery winners go for it with Reverend and the Makers. And lottery winners did so well because they had so many different versions of their album out as well, which helps, because you get these mad fans that go to every gig and buy every version of the album, don't you? Like, when I say mad fans,
there's a long way
yeah.
So is that I don't know, I suppose it's a bit of a marketing thing, isn't it, to have all these.
It is a little bit, yeah. We kind of know it's out of our hands, but we know all about the sort of like 70 different bundles and 8 different vinyl variants. But like it's kind of part of the reality of releasing an album in 2023. You get 0.005p for a stream, so people got to sort of make it back somehow a little bit. So it's not, people want to buy it, so that's cool. And that's all we really care about, is that you don't feel like you're mugging off fans or anything, which is nice.
Well, just having this experience, festival season, we mentioned that earlier, and you're playing Leeds Reading, I noticed as well. That must be.
Yeah, so we did we played Leeds last year. We did the Thursday night at Leeds last year, which for the first time ever. And we'd obviously been loads like growing up, so it was pretty surreal actually being back there playing.
It was our first festival together, wasn't it?
Yeah, I remember we used to tell people all the time we'd play it, and rightfully so, no one really believed it. So
we tried to use it as a pickup line, didn't we? The first
yeah,
time?
we used it as a pickup line.
Yeah, we're in a band. We're gonna play this one day.
Unsuccessfully for nice dad. It wasn't like people jumped on that or anything. But so it's nice actually being back there and properly playing it. So yeah, I think it's gonna be sick. Yeah,
we can.
If it's anything like the last year, it'll be a lot of fun.
Have you got any funny stories from backstage at festivals?
We probably do.
Go mad.
There's probably a couple knocking about.
What's happened? There's a lot of festivals. I think. I spewed backstage at Isle of Wight before we went on. Me and Tom drank a whole bag of white wine.
Yeah,
we bought it in Wrexham, and then drove all the way down to the Isle of Wight. Had like 2 days leaving the bag in like
30 degrees as well.
Nice. And then drank it one day, and then we both spewed, didn't we, backstage?
That was nice. Yeah, that was really cool. There's been a lot of like on stage sort of like very much saying the wrong things and stuff. There's been a lot of very like not smooth lines that I've said as a front man. And it was like a really sad song which I was trying to introduce, which Ben used to sing, well, still does sing at the time. And I tried saying there's not going to be a dry eye in the room, and said there's not going to be a dry room in the eye.
You weird look.
Which like was pretty awkward. But there's lots of like very sort of silly. They probably sound a bit stupid saying them on podcasts, but there's lots of like very amusing little moments backstage, I think.
We're not very rock and roll. I always say this. Every interview we have, I end up saying we're not very rock and roll.
No.
Because we end up just sitting backstage playing cards. That's about it, really.
It's like a little gathering of old women all playing bridge backstage, really. It's not like not snorting lines and strippers, just, playing cards and chilling, really.
Jackson too, yeah.
Well, that just seems a bit old-fashioned these days. Anyway, it's not really like that, is it?
It's a bit outdated.
On anyway from that kind of stuff, isn't it? And
we sports kind of girls. I don't know if they did it backstage.
Yeah, it's a little bit different, yeah.
Scout. I can imagine those. What do they do backstage?
Yeah,
it's kind of girls. Well, I wouldn't like to imagine.
Sip fine wines and eat cheese, I reckon.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Well, I can remember like when I were in a band years and years ago, we never made it to like festival stages and that kind of stuff. But through RGM, I have had the opportunity to have a little nosy backstage at festivals. And I can remember the first time I like went backstage at a festival, and I'm thinking, oh, this is going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. And then it's just a few portaloos and a sandwich.
Yeah.
They want the sandwich, They were like onions and shit. It was just like a new world.
Right, Glastonbury.
Yeah, I was going to say, we backstage at the big leagues, we are.
Big time.
Big time. But yeah, there's all that sort. It seems slightly outdated a little bit. It's not anything we've ever experienced. Maybe we're just at the wrong festivals, but yeah.
I was just looking for magic though, because I just as a kid growing up, I'm going to festivals and just thinking, oh, it must be amazing backstage, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's quite dull, isn't it?
They're just really bored and a bit hungover. They just want to play their gig.
Yeah, they just want to. Oh, there's a stressed manager trying to find somebody, isn't there?
Yeah, that's a lot of what it is, really. I'm glad you know the reality.
Yeah. I just like sharing it. I like the real world. I just find it more interesting than
exactly.
Things like it's just brilliant. So, just to get to know you a little bit more before we move more into the album and that kind of stuff then. So, because, the band dynamics always interest me, and I'm a bit of a nosy bastard. So, there's always a funny one. There's always a pain in the arse. There's always somebody that's late, all that kind of stuff. So
that's all day.
If you're going to give one label to each individial band member, what would you give each other?
What are the labels we've got to work with?
Pain in the arse. Pain in the arse.
I'm probably the biggest pain in the arse.
Yeah, I'll give that Ben. Yeah, I'll give that Ben.
The prankster one, the funny one.
I'd probably say Sam.
Sam, okay.
I'm not sure about prankster, but yeah, also pain in the arse a little bit. But yeah, we'll say Sam.
Fair enough. The late one, drummer, gotta be.
Yeah, Sam
as well. Yeah, I'll give Sam that.
Late one, funny one, pain in the arse. The overthinker. There's always an overthinker.
I'll probably give myself that. To be fair, yeah. I'd be up there, I think.
Actually, it definitely is you.
I'd say me, yeah.
And I can't think. What would you give the other one? What would we say about the other one? Then what you label that?
Well, Dave, he's standing about 3 feet away from us. So
I did.
And he's got a bass in his hand as well, so it could be a bit scary. But
go on.
Easter Island head of the group, I'd say.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd say the behind the scenes leader.
Yeah.
Every band needs one of those. I'm always fascinated by the leader. What makes him the leader in the band?
It's just a pure alpha male energy. It's you can't really describe it.
It's like if Zeus wasn't a god, but he was just a normal bloke.
Yeah,
that's what I describe it.
Well done, Dave. Well done, Dave, mate.
He's beaming in the corner.
Yeah,
he's beaming in the corner. Well done. I'm just looking at this poster you've got tickets for Manchester New Century Hall. That's an amazing venue. It's not in October in Newcastle, Nottingham, Glasgow, Portsmouth. I don't need to list places. I'll put a link to the ticket links. Check them out, and you're at Sheffield as well. Nice one. Yes.
Hopefully,
this headline tour that you've got coming up. So how do you prepare for a headline tour, like playing like most nights in a row? How's that take its toll on a band, and how do you prepare for a bit of a marathon, few dates coming up?
A lot of sleep.
A lot of sleep. It is quite a lot of work to do. We did it's not actually as many dates this time around as we did last year. We did one last May that were like a lot smaller venues, but we did probably like 20 of them in a month or something like that. Yeah. So obviously. Yeah, the venues were a bit smaller and the gigs were smaller, but it was pretty intense. So we feel we're prepared for, 4 or 5 gigs in a row and feeling knackered and feeling a bit exhausted. But I think you always end up rallying a little bit for 2 hours to play the set, and then just completely collapse afterwards. But
it's not even the case in prepared. We can't wait for it.
Yeah, we are. We're buzzing for it.
It's
always exhausting.
Sense of apprehension or anything like that. It's purely.
We do. Yeah, we love playing live. We just hate the other 22 hours of the day when you tour, pretty much.
Yeah, the driving.
Yeah.
Travel's a bastard, isn't it? It's always good.
That's what we were getting at, really. The travel bit of it sucks, and the waiting around bit of it sucks. But they actually the hour and a half on stage is sick, obviously. Otherwise, we wouldn't do it. But that's the bit we're looking forward to.
What do you fill your time with?
Cards. We like cards.
Guess the person. A lot of guess the person.
20 Qs. Yeah,
20
we love
Qs,
that.
Big time.
What's this game? Tell me about it.
You say so if Tom's thinking of a person, and I'm like, if Tom thinks of a famous person, I say, is it a man?
Oh, right. Okay.
And you've got 20. That would be a really weird instruction to the man, then the woman. But
that would be a bad.
You got like 20 questions to get through it, so that's killed like a ridiculous amount of hours in the van. Really, all Premier League players get the Premier League player. It's like I said, it's not rock and roll, but it kills some serious time.
Yeah.
Go on then. Let's have a game. I've got somebody in my head. Go on.
All right. What famous?
Oh yeah.
Person, yeah. All right. Is it a man?
Yes.
Are you counting or am I counting?
You can count. Go on. I'll trust you.
All right. One question. So, do you say it is a man?
It is, yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
All right. Is he British?
No.
Okay.
Is he American?
Yes.
Yes. Is he a musician?
Yes.
Is he a singer?
Yes.
Is he alive?
No.
No.
Did he die in the last?
Yeah.
Did he die in the last
20 years?
Did he die in the last 20 years?
No.
No. Is it Elvis?
Yes. Nice one.
Come on.
Good game. Good game.
Fair play. So that didn't take up that much time, but
we're better than you.
We're better than you.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I could have thought that. I thought I'd give somebody easy. I don't.
That was a good one. It would have been a very bad podcast.
It would have been awkward if we'd have been going at least 30 minutes with it. So that's
I know. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I think that were enough for the people listening.
Yeah, that was about right. It gave him a nice taste.
I watched the film recently and enjoyed it, and just like, just like that. I'm sure it's all being hammed up a little bit, that kind of stuff. But just to have a management team that totally screwed him over and just never let him travel abroad and just kept
that. It looks. I haven't seen that.
No, I haven't seen it.
Kept him up in Vegas just to keep the money rolling in and not let him go abroad. So to keep control of him, it's just, the music.
Tom Hanks is the manager.
Yeah.
I need to have a look at that actually. Really good.
It's supposed to be good.
Yeah, it's just madness how do you find the business side of the music industry, knowing that these bastards out there?
I haven't really seen much of it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, fair enough.
More of it than I do.
Yeah, there's bits of it that are a bit dead, really. But we've dipped our toe in. Yeah, there's no one keeping us drugged up in Vegas or anything like that. So yes, I say give it like a year maybe. But we got a really cool team around us who do like our business side of it and stuff. So that's kind of all we can really say for. But I know you obviously hear stories, talk to other bands who have had like shitty experiences, but on the whole, most of ours have been pretty positive, apart from the odd beer in there.
Yeah, no, it's it's definitely something to that I try and keep my eye on. You know, who are these people out here like taking advantage of people and that kind of stuff. And it's,
yeah, there's always a few, I think.
Yeah, I think the music industry has a lot of people that aren't mentally stable as well, which probably don't help it.
No, it's a weird combination, really. Yeah, a lot of egos and slightly unstable people. Yeah, it's weird.
So just going back to the album then. So how do you pick the order of an album? The order of an album fascinates me. Who made the final decision on the order? Because that's
it's a band, really.
I think everyone had like opinions. I think actually that's one of the few things that was pretty simple to do as far as I remember. I don't think there was much argument on.
I think we decided as we were recording each tune where we wanted it to go. So the album finishes on Cheraphobe, and before we even got into the studio, we were all in agreement that should come last.
Yeah,
the big ending, and then Tender Curiosity. We were like, that should be towards the end, and we wanted the deep end to open. So those placeholders were already in place, obviously.
And there was a little bit tweaking.
Yeah, the one or two songs, but it really wasn't. I've heard stories about bands going till release day, on about order, and it really wasn't like that for us. It was very simple.
Well, I did one thing I've noticed on like your YouTube channel is that, particularly the latest upload, I forgot the name now. I forgot to make a note of it. Was it in a warehouse in Manchester? Was it? Manchester?
Oh, the Blueprint Studios.
Yes, that's it. Was it? Is that a recording studio? That
I think it's just a practice room. Elbow practice a lot in there.
It's like Elbow's practice room, I think. Yeah.
But we did it. Yeah, we set up some mics and recorded a really quick run through of some tunes. And it was fun. We wanted to do some live run throughs of the tracks on the album, and that just kind of fitted the bill, really.
I was really impressed. I was impressed by the sound of it and the how tight you were as a live band playing it live, and just just how it looked as well. It looked classy.
We've got some good people around. Yeah, Sam Croston, our photographer, Seb.
Oh, okay.
This guy follows us around with our sound.
Follows us around.
We love him.
Can't get rid of him.
We love him.
I've seen a lot of Sam's work. I've seen him do stuff for the Blinders, Chiefs.
He's
you can't say enough about Sam Croston. To be fair, yeah, he's a content machine. He's a content machine. Yeah, without him, we'd have done about 3 Instagram posts in the last 3 months. So the man's an animal, but he's sick. He's a lovely guy to have around us.
He is like one of those like unsung heroes you see behind the scenes a lot. Because I always see his name up place. I've got him as a mate on Facebook. I don't think I've ever had a good chat with him. I think he'd be a good guest for the podcast, I suppose. But
he would.
He'd have a lot of stories.
So did he come as part of like the record deal and that kind of stuff then, Sam?
We met him.
Are you with him
ages ago? To be fair, I think
that was through the record label, wasn't it?
I think we met him through the record label like a few years ago, and then got on really well with him. To be fair, he's sort of quite a quiet dude, but like dead funny as well. And then always had him on tour and stuff like that. And
we both bought into, like, he's bought into us, we bought into his idea, and we just get on really well in that sense.
And if you got someone with you like so much of the time and always with you at gigs and stuff, it's nice having someone you actually get on with and you haven't got to be, forced or anything around. It'd be a real ball ache if he sucked, to be fair. So it's nice. It is Sam.
Have you ever had that kind of experience when you've like somebody's working with you and it's just a bit awkward, that kid in corner's still there?
Yeah, we have, but I'm not gonna fucking.
I don't know what he's on about, but I'll take his word for it.
You do. I'm not gonna say it, but you do.
Maybe. I'm not sure. I'm sure there's probably been a few people down there.
There has, but it's no one too bad. We've always been very lucky to be surrounded by very generous people who've care about what we do.
It must be like to have, because I know you're promoting the album at the minute. I'm just preparing for this tour, and the album's out. I keep forgetting what date this.
Well,
if you don't know, it's hard work in it, remembering stuff. It must be a real exciting time to be the Royston Club at the minute.
It's awesome. Yeah, for the last 4 months, there's been no gigs or there's been nothing on, so we've just been working part-time jobs. Trying to get by, and it doesn't really feel like you're in a band, whereas now it's ramping up and you kind of reap the rewards of being in a band, and it's really fun. It's about time, really.
What's the biggest thing that you're looking forward to coming up over the next few months?
Festivals.
Is there like one thing that you're like aiming towards?
Well, now the album's out, I can say festivals.
Yes, of course.
Oh yeah, of course.
Festival. I love festival season. It's my favorite part. So that, and then closely followed by tour. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just love playing live. It's what we love to do.
Yeah, pretty much. It's the bit we look forward to the most.
Well, in the description of this podcast, ladies and gentlemen, and on YouTube if you're watching us, there's a link to the tour, there's a link to buy the album, there's a link to invest with a band. I just wish you all the best. I just love the journey of a band, and I keep seeing you guys rise up those festival slots. So keep working hard, boys. It's not going unnoticed. There's people out there noticing, and and I know it's a hard graft. I know because people tell me. But you seem to have you're in a position now where something magic's in the air. It feels like.
Ooh, I like
fingers crossed. Yeah, we like the sound of that.
Put that on the tagline for our tour.
Yeah, magic in the air.
Magic in the air, brilliant. Well, right, okay, let's just leave it with one little thing then. So if somebody's hovering over the link to your tour or to the album, what message would you give those people that haven't pressed the button yet, that are thinking about it but they've just not pressed it yet? What message would you leave for them people?
Ooh. If you don't press it, Dave's gonna find you and cause some serious damage.
Yeah, in a nutshell. you think he's joking?
No,
I'm not sure he is.
Guys like Liam Neeson.
That's a direct threat.
Yeah.
Dave will get you. Well,
press it.
Tom, Ben, Dave in the background there, mate. Really appreciate your time today. I love supporting the band. I'll be sharing as much as I can on RGM about the tour. Hi, Dave. There he is. Hi, mate. So I wish you all the best with this exciting time ahead, and just crack on and have it, lads. Nice one.
Cheers,
nice one, mate. Yeah, cheers for talking to us.
Man.
You're welcome.